Hey guys, welcome back. Maybe you just did that really short conditioning with me and you're super warm and ready to go. Otherwise, we have heavy and medium strength for today. This is my lowest volume week of the current 4-week block, so should be simple on paper, but still challenging. We just have 8 heavy hinges, 8 heavy presses, 15 medium squats, and 15 medium pulls. So because our waviness usually doesn't work out that we have the same numbers for each skill, it'll be pretty easy for us to just superset our heavy lifts first and then our medium lifts second. If you do need some time to work up to your heavy lift or your medium lift, definitely hit pause and do a couple warm-up sets, just 2 or 3 reps of different weights working up to the weight you're going to use for that zone, because you don't want to just rush into it and grab a heavy weight and start working with it. So make sure you pause, take some time to find your working weight. The heavy zone, as we call it, is technically something that you could only do for 5 reps, an all-out set of 5. And again, we break it into sets of 1, 2, 3. Medium zone is your all-out set of 8, and today we're going to be working in those sets of 2, 3, 5. So that's kind of the intensity that you're looking for. Make sure you have your weights ready. I'm just going to be using 2 different sets of bells and then my pull-up bar. If you don't have a pull-up bar, you can just do any sort of row variation. If you have rings, you can do that. You can do chin-ups. You could do any hanging leg raise variation. So lots to work with there for the pulls. So we have 4 sets of our heavy skills. So we're just going to go single leg deadlift and then push press, 4 sets, and then we'll move on. Actually, I could probably keep this here. I don't think won't be huffing too much, hopefully. So single leg deadlift. Just going to start with 1 on each leg. If you remember from last week, you don't have to have that leg go up super high. Lefty always gives me some trouble. So yeah, the goal is to just do a hinge, a 1-legged hinge on the leg that's on the ground. So that non-working leg, you don't get extra credit for flinging it really high up. All you're trying to do is do work on 1 leg. So you can drag that toe on the floor. You can kind of bring it back at 45 degrees. Whatever's going to distract you the least from the actual objective of the exercise, which is working that standing leg. Push press, like we talked about last week, is just 1 dip. So you'll clean, dip, punch, bring it all the way back and reset. Our first set's only 1, but we're not going to dip, press like this. We're going to reset every rep and then do our push press. Once you press, totally up to you. If you want to keep your knees locked out, bring it back, or you could absorb the force a little bit as you come down. So first set, just 1 rep. We talked about it last week a little bit, but the breathing is totally up to you guys, whatever feels better. Recently I started inhaling as I press. I feel like that's a little bit stronger, but for 12 years I exhaled when I pressed. So whatever feels more natural to you, just go with that. Just make sure you're breathing. Okay. Next set will be 2 of each. Take a minute or so. Heavy and medium zones do require that longer rest. Even though the reps are low, you might feel like you're ready, but with the intensity, meaning the load being so much higher, you want to give yourself that benefit of taking a little more time. All right, so just 2 push press over here. Make sure to reset in between each rep. Take a minute or so. Next set will be 3 of each. If the weights are pretty heavy on your single leg deadlift, you can set them down in between each side. Sometimes if I'm doing that skill in the light or very light zone, I do set them down because it's a lot more reps, but if it's really heavy, you might have to set them down as well. All right, we'll get 3 on each. With those, it's also not like a race to touch the floor. You're really just going back, sitting back, reaching your butt back as far as that hip will allow. And like for me, the right side, I can easily touch the floor. My left hip has a little bit less range, so I typically don't touch the floor on the left side. So you're just trying to go as far as your body allows on the way down, and then be powerful, drive through that foot, stand back up. So we just have one more set of 2 on each skill. I feel like there's a hole in my pants, but hopefully not. You guys will find out when I do squats. Oh, actually, we didn't even do our press. We have 3 presses. I'm just moving on. Now we have 2 more of each. So we'll take till 9:30, 10 minutes. We'll go back to our single leg deadlifts. Start talking and I forget where I am in my session. Good thing I cross off my sets. I'm always thankful for the low volume week. You start to feel it building up, and right when you just want to rest, you get blessed with the nice low volume, low rep session. All right, just 2. Take a minute. We'll do 2 more push press. All right, not a lot of reps, so really focus on that form. Okay. Take a rest. Figure out what your weights are going to be for your medium squat. Again, this will be your all-out set of 8. We're going to work 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. And same for the pulls. 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. You can do bent over row, double kettlebell row. If you have a really big bell, you could do a plank row. If you are going to do that, I suggest doing them all on one side. So you would plant yourself in a plank, and you can even take a bell bigger than what you're using. So if you have like a 32 or higher, put that under your wrist, set up in a plank, feet kind of wide, and you could do all your rows here, and then use that same bigger bell, switch hands, and do all your rows on the other side. So Just have to be really careful if you're doing those plank rows or push-ups on the bells, that the bells are big enough and heavy enough that they won't fall over and crack both your wrists at the same time, because it won't be fun. So I'm going to be doing 2 kettlebell front squat. You could also do a goblet squat in your hard set of 8. If you don't have matching bells, you can do offset. You can have mixed and then just trade every set. And pull-ups. Okay? So our first set is just going to be 2. Take a rest, and then we'll do the pulls. The clean's definitely the hardest part of that exercise, for sure. So if you are going to do pull-ups, you want at least your neck to the bar or collarbone. Take a rest. And we'll go 3 and 3. All right, we'll start to get set. Wait till about 18 or so. Go 3 pulls. Let's wait till about 20 minutes. So we've got a set of 5 of each coming up. Okay. Start to get set. Oh, I hate that. Wait till about 22. At least our next 2 sets are 2 and 3. So that was the only 5 for today. All right, we do have 5 pulls. Wait a minute. So we just have 2, 3 left of each. Okay. Strong set of 2. We'll go 2 pulls. Take a minute. We'll go final set of 3 squats and 3 pulls. All right, we'll start to get set. That set probably felt the best out of them all. But we are done with those. Let's wait till about 28. And we'll get our last 3 pulls in. All right. 3 perfect pulls. Okay. Sufficiently worked in the heavy and medium zones. Hope you guys had fun. Still tough, a little bit shorter, just over 30 minutes today. Next week will be a little higher volume, but not too bad. So hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.